talk about it when it comes out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I totally feel you.
Yeah. Otherwise, like, why? Like, what are you doing? Like, this year is interesting for me because I figured out what my niche, which is this. This is my niche with what I do. I'm good at this. I know I'm good at this. So my challenge is now it's like, okay, how can I turn this into money, right?
Yeah.
And that's my challenge. I have some ideas, and we'll see how they work for the rest of the year. But I mean, I'm thinking it's like, but again, I want to be passionate about anybody that comes on the show. I don't necessarily I don't know everything everybody's doing when they come on the show, but I want to come out of it feeling like, oh my God, this person's awesome, right? Because that's why I do what I do. I don't want to.
You know what got me about you is you did a top 10 of your favorite interviews. And it's not because I was on that top 10, though thank you, I was very proud to be on that list.
Yes.
But it was that you were so proud of what you had done that you were like, no, I need you guys to go back and look at these interviews because if you miss them, you're stupid. And these were great moments. And what's terrific is that what you and I are doing right now, we're dancing.
Yes.
You know what I mean? You could be the best fucking interview in the world. And I could be the best guest. But if we don't have a thing going on, we're going to be stepping on toes and fucking up our rhythms. And so, it takes both of us giving a shit and being open to the process and having fun with it. And so those great interviews require two things. They require you and me to both be together and excited about what we're doing right here.
Yeah, exactly. No, that's it. Like I love what I do. Like, I mean, so I don't know if you watched the interview I did with Hank earlier this week.
I didn't. No, sorry.
I'm really proud of that particular interview. That was amazing, right? I was like, this is why I do this stuff, right? I love meeting somebody that's really like, she was incredibly passionate about everything she's done. And it was like, okay, you're awesome. I wish I had you longer, but you're awesome. And that's what you want to feel like as someone interviewing, right? You don't want to find someone that's going to be like, oh God, this is going to be hard to stay awake for. Yeah.
I've had I've been on both sides.
Yeah.
I had an interview recently, and actually, so I'm not trying to call anyone out. The guest was great. The information was there, but they had really shitty Wi-Fi.
Yes.
And so I wasn't able to hear, we weren't able to get everything out of them, and that sucked.
Oh, yeah.
So in my head, at some point, I have to have them back on to redo that because we're both better than that interview.
Oh no! There's
so it's not an attack on them. They're not in their normal location and all that kind of stuff. And I won't mention names because again, I like the person and I know that they have a lot of great intellectual understandings of what they do. That I just wish all of that could have come out on the interview and just it didn't.
Yeah, no, and also sometimes I see, my favorite thing about interviews is my favorite thing when I know I broke the ice. Like when I know I've actually cracked the ice, you can feel it. Like it's almost like a shift in the conversation, and you're like, okay, we're getting somewhere. And some of those are my favorite interviews because it's like
they're like when you mentioned your favorite metal band.
Yeah.
We'd already done one interview before, but I feel like that was a whole other level. You mentioned that, I was like, oh shit, okay, cool, yeah, that's all right.
Well, actually, there's two things. That in London, Ontario. The fact that we actually yes. Detail about that, you were like, I was there. I could literally see it. Like you experienced, if not that exact story there, something like it.
Yeah. Yeah. It felt like we both could have been there. Like you and I have never met.
Yes.
But we could have, because that was a place we were both, that was something that we both shared in common so deeply that yes, there was that connection was created, despite the fact that we have never met.
Yeah, not face to face. Although I do hope to rectify that, if not this year, next year. I I do get the feeling like this is the only COVID part of the conversation we're going to have. I do think the lockdowns come to an end this year, one way or the other. That's my belief.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure when, but I do think
Yeah.
I do think they come to an end this year. I don't see them lasting another year.
I will say that I am not a gambler. I
Yeah,
won't just throw money out there. If I'm doing something, it's because I've hedged my bets. You know what I mean? Like I really believe strongly that's going to happen, so I'm willing to bet on it. But
yeah,
I won't, if someone's like, "Hey, bet you $5 if this becomes a heads instead of a tails," and I'm like, "No, I won't bet on that."
no,
It's 50-50. There's nothing fun in that. I need to feel like I have some kind of edge.
yeah,
And so I got a table. I have a table for Dallas Fan Expo in September because
yep.
I really believe that at that point we'll at least have been able to find a safe way to do this.
Yeah, no, well, I also just think just the reality is coming to a head that we can't maintain this. I get to,
Oh yeah.
no, we've come to the point I think where I'm working outside and the fact that it's becoming a lot more open and vocal that everybody's getting tired of this shit. I just see a concession of getting out of the extreme and at least let's look at some like moderate terms, like maybe protect the really vulnerable population somehow, some way.
Mm-hmm.
Let's figure that out because I I think everybody goes nuts. I think that's
Yep.
either that or I think it's either going to be people throwing the towel or people go nuts, and I'm not sure which way it's going to go, but I think we've come to that. Hey,
So Lead Pup, which they're one of they're the guys behind a bunch of the biggest festival or cons across North America. But and I believe they do both C2E2 and New York City Comic Con. And basically, what they've said is moving forward from here on out, there will be a virtual level to their shows,
sure.
so that regardless of whether you can be there physically or not, you can still become a part of it. And I think that is one of the best lessons that we're learning from this is, hey, there's a way to continue to do business in a way that allows people that being there or not